What's up, guys? Hopefully I am rolling right now. I think I turned on the camera. Saturday morning I had to ride out to work again. Working a little bit of overtime, time and a half. Love working overtime. All the old guys, like the managers and the foremen at the shops that I've worked at, like over the years, they were always, all those guys were always on salary, and they'd always go, man, don't let him ever put you on salary. That's what they'd always tell me. They'd be like, always stay on hourly, man, because as soon as you're on salary, they make you work a ton of overtime, and then they don't actually pay you overtime for it because you're on salary. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I used to think that would be like totally cool to be on salary, but that seemed like more like whatever, grown up or whatever to me. Hourly always just seemed like you were just like a wage worker. But I don't know, I guess if you're working 60, 70 hours a week, then you're totally losing out. Depending on how much you're getting paid, but totally losing out on all that overtime. It's basically like double your check. You're not getting it. But yeah, fortunately, been very busy at my work lately. The whole last year, and then starting out this year. I mean, this is the first Saturday of 2016, and I'm working overtime, so thank God for that. It's always nice. I'd rather be tired than broke. Always nice to have extra money. They say always plan your bills. Ah, crap. This guy is dropping all kinds of sand. They say always plan your bills on 40 hours a week. But if you get the chance to do overtime, don't ever turn it down. And I actually worked at a place one time, and anytime I asked for a raise, we'd do a ton of overtime there. And anytime I'd go into the boss's office, I worked there for like a number of years, and I'd go in there and I'd be like, hey man, you know, you think I could get like another 50 cents an hour or whatever? And, you know, because I was young back then, I was a kid. And he'd be like, sure, you got it, man. And meanwhile, I'd be like the guy that I work with, he'd always complain about, he'd be like, yeah, I always ask for raises and I never get raises, you know, and it was weird because, and then, so one time I was talking to my boss and I go, hey, you know, what's the deal with, like, I don't, you know, it's like none of my business what's up with, like, you know, personal employees. Like, if you don't want to talk to me about that, I totally understand, but it's like confidential stuff. But you know, why, like, every time I ask you for a raise, you give me a raise, and you're totally polite about it and everything's cool, and then meanwhile the guy that I work with, he always complains about not getting raises when he asks for them. And I was just, I mean, you don't have to tell me anything, but, and he goes, you know what it is? He goes, you work every hour of overtime that we give. And he's all, I figure, and the guy that you work with that's complaining about the raises, he doesn't work any. He just works 40 hours a week and then he goes home. And he's like, so, he's like, when I see, like, he's like, anyone that's working like all the overtime, he's like, I figure they need the money. So when they ask for a raise, I give them one. But he's all, you know, a guy like that, he's like, we're working so many hours right now, and he's just totally skipping out on the shop, you know, going home after 8 hours a day. And he's also, I figure that he's living comfortable and he's got plenty of money, and whatever I'm paying him is more than adequate for him to live the way that he wants to live or whatever. So therefore, he's all, when he asks for a raise, I don't even bother. He's all, because he's obviously not too hungry for more money. Otherwise, he'd be working all the overtime. So I was like, wow, you know, that's totally different point of view on that. that I had, type of thing that I guess as a worker I never would have thought up myself, but then hearing it from him, I was like, wow, you know, that's pretty cool stuff. Glad that I was working on that overtime. Yeah. Ah, man, I love riding to work on Saturday because the freeway is empty. It's the way it used to be back when they first built the freeways. Uh-oh, this guy's going super slow. What's he doing? He was like broke down, now he's coming back on the freeway. No worries, I'm getting off here anyway. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Don't work too much, right?